good afternoon from Rwanda. We're here at the MWC Kigali, and I'm together with Hans Geldenhuys. He is the Director Africa at SES. Hello, Hans. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Akim.
So you participated in some very interesting panels, and I just would like to ask you, if you look at Africa's 5G story, how is SES helping operators extend network reach through kind of hybrid satellite-terrestrial models?
I think, well, that's a very important point, is that us as a satellite operator, we embrace the fact that, listen, there's not one technology that will ultimately serve the expansion of 5G, but it's really how you design a hybrid network with terrestrial and non-terrestrial applications to really, push that barrier further and further. Us as a satellite operator are proud to say that we operate on all multi-orbit operations and are capable of providing, the best of all technologies in space. The standard geostationary, which is trusted, easy accessible and wide coverage, solutions. Then our MEO constellation with low latency and obviously high capacity availability, and then our LEO constellation through a strategic partnership whereby using all these technologies in space, we're capable of really providing, a suitable solution to push this network further and further from a space perspective.
So beyond network coverage, how do you see satellite connectivity enabling real impact? Because we always must see it from a real life scenario when we see sectors like education, healthcare, or agriculture.
I mean, really delivering the service where it's much needed. Semi-urban and rural applications is where these technology would be much more suited for solutions. If you think about, connecting the unconnected and really driving networks further and further to areas where there's non-connectivity today, if it is through 2G, 3G, 4G, or 5G, as we said, we are capable of really delivering applications and solutions to all of these today. There's no limitations for us from a productization perspective. If you think about just standard data or providing a solution where it's for a mine, or if it's for a school, or it's for, government really putting universal services fund applications and much social responsibility applications into these regions. This is really where we play a strong role and where we can provide, effective services. The design and the innovation of space has really put us an opportunity to design networks differently today by, having a technology impact, but also a very much needed commercial impact that will validate and sustain these networks going forward.
That makes sense. So we heard a lot here about the partnership aspect of building up digital infrastructure. So when we see collaboration as an essential, let's say, tool to build resilient and digital infrastructure, what kind of partnerships is SES looking for?
So if you look at, just back on the 5G topic, if you look at, the challenges that's ultimately highlighted, and, there's various aspects from, spectrum to power to you really, backhaul connectivity, as noted as well. It's really looking at, all the role players, in these areas. SES, with our global coverage, are capable of delivering services to anywhere that's needed. Now, if you look at the mobile operators, driving the initiatives of expansion into certain areas, this is where we see, strategic partnerships, but then also governments, because if you talk about power and having access to, a stable power or reliable, applications to deliver the services, really, this is where you would need all these role players to ultimately come in. SES partners today with various solutions providers that would take whatever our connectivity applications would bring, but more from a productization perspective, further. So we are really capable of driving innovation and partnerships, towards this connectivity applications.
So when you're looking beyond MWC Kigali, what excites you most about the next phase of Africa's connectivity journey and SES role in that?
Yeah. There's no limitations for us to really deliver services effectively today. Our innovation in space has really put us in a position to look at any private or public 5G networks, or even suitable solutions that is scalable and cost effective. Modernizing networks is much more easier because as much as we innovate in space, we also focus on the innovation on the ground infrastructure. So we're getting a lot more involved in the design, the management, and also the managed services of expansion of these networks. And then, even to the extent of, our applications to access space through, certain products. SES is at the forefront of, designing and innovating specifics, around the multi-orbit applications where, for instance, you can have one antenna that can access a LEO service and a GEO service by not having duplicate infrastructure, but having one antenna solution, and then all the associated backend infrastructure managed by us, serviced by us, and then really validated by us to be top of class and modernized to the extent that you can scale from your network today into what the network requires, like a 5G network of the future.
So you're optimistic.
Very optimistic.
Perfect. Thanks for your time. It was very nice to talk to you. And yeah, let's catch up soon.
Thank you very much.
That was TechAfrica News from MWC Kigali. You can find more on techafricanews.com.